Welcome to part 2 of Demystifying Improvisation on the drum set. In the last lesson we talked about the building blocks approach, where we rearranged patterns that were the same length. However, obviously, we ultimately want to be able to rearrange patterns on the fly that are different lengths, but we also want to be able to improvise on the drums without relying on any patterns, right? So if I do this, that wasn't made of patterns. And this is where we introduce the most important central concept in learning improvisation, on the drums at least: rhythmic vocabulary. What your rhythmic vocabulary is your ability to think of interesting and unique rhythmic melodies from scratch. Now, like I just did, right? So if I can think of these, right? This is the pre-drumming layer. Gat da gat boom doom gat 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 tap ba doom doom gat gat boom 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 boom. If I can do that, if my rhythmic vocabulary is happening, then obviously I can deliver that to the kick drum underneath a groove, and therefore play an interesting groove. The technical barrier there is very small. Obviously, I can deliver that to my hands and play a fill like I just did. Obviously, I could deliver it to double bass or to my hands over a samba kick pattern. Obviously, I could deliver it on the ride cymbal. You see what I'm getting at here is if the rhythmic melodic layer is happening easily, then the rest of creative drumming becomes relatively simple. It's not that you don't have to do the work to build the coordination and the independence, but the most important stuff is already there. That's why I always say that rhythmic vocabulary is the root of all creative drumming. Without rhythmic vocabulary, what we end up doing, what we tend to do, is play the same rhythmic melodies over and over again and dress them up differently. So I'm playing a groove, I'm playing a fill, I'm playing over a samba, I'm playing on the ride. And though it appears that there is variation, all of the actual core content, the rhythmic melodies that are underneath everything, are the same. And this is why you might get that creeping feeling that you're always playing the same thing, even if it looks different. This manifests in an interesting way. The light bulb moment for me was when I was teaching a student early on, before many light bulb moments along the way. I was trying to get this student improvising, and so I was like, okay, reduce it back to the snare drum, play ghost notes, and then with accents, play melodies. And let's just start with melodies. And what happened was, after about 3 or 4 measures, he ran out of ideas. And he was like, am I repeating myself? I don't even know. I don't have any way of thinking about these melodies. And then I was like, interesting. Try thinking, or try playing this. And I sang him a unique, interesting melody. And this is where it gets interesting. He could play it. And then I gave him another one, and he could play those ones too. So this is most people's problem. They have all the technical abilities, they have the speed, they have the coordination and independence to do interesting drumming. All that's missing is the skill of thinking of rhythmic melodies in the first place. And I call it a skill very intentionally because it's something that we can develop and learn. Without that skill of thinking of interesting melodies, it's just a missing piece of the puzzle in our improvisation. But since rhythmic vocabulary is the root of all creative drumming, everything beyond that tends to fall flat a little bit. There's no amount of speed and technique that's going to give you more interesting rhythms. So what we need are ways to play more melodically. But you can't just tell someone, play more melodically, right? If they could, they would already be doing it. So we need actual approaches that help us think melodically. How are we going to do that? You guessed it, you know our main method here, constraints. We're going to create an improvisational minigame that, if we can master the rules, allows us to play an unfolding melody that we can control, we can manipulate on the fly, and that we understand, so that, like we started to do in the previous lesson, we can expand upon it and quickly start playing some of the cool vocabulary that you see some of your favorite drummers playing. So this is where we start learning the down-up method. This is a melodic strategy with a huge amount of potential. It has become something of a rite of passage for students of my online drum school because once they learn it, it starts reappearing in all of these courses in different guises, in a chops course, in a triplets course, in a drum and bass course, all sorts of places. And once you've learned the down-up method and you encounter it again, basically you've done half of the work and you can build vocabulary a lot faster. But here we're going to learn the down-up method in its sort of bare bones form. Here's what it sounds like. Again, this isn't going to be cool. This is what it sounds like, and then we're going to talk about what's going on and how to develop it. 3E and a 4E and a. So here's how it works. We have the downbeats on 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. And then we have the upbeats on E and A. 1E, A, 2E, A, 3E, A, 4E. We have this constant trade-off, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and these tracks are running parallel and they never cross. Our goal, the milestone that we want to arrive at first, our improvisational minigame to master, is to be able to jump at will from one track to the other, sort of at random, and not lose track of where beat 1 is as we go. So we're going down, up, down, up. I start randomizing, down, up, down, up, down, up, etc. And if I can do that, we can build a ton of vocabulary. So let's start doing that. We're going to start by doing this right hand lead, which means that the right hand is going to play the melody on the high tom, and the left hand is going to play ghost notes quietly to fill the space. So let's do some exercises. Take a look at number 1. Let's just jump in. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up. You'll see in the examples I've put a dotted line. That's the mid bar line. That's beat 3, just to help us keep track of where we are in the bar. 3 and a 4 and a. Take a look at number 2. Sing it for me. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Here we go. Number 3, down, 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 up. Now we're sort of anticipating that mid bar line. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Here we go. In the next example, we come back down earlier. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Here we go. Number 5, we go up and down twice within the measure. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, down. Here we go. And one more. Down, down, up, sorry, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Okay, so we're doing something similar to what we did with the building blocks approach. We're going through a bunch of exercises that are written out and we're going to repeat them rote, exactly. But what we're really trying to do is expose ourselves to the types of melodies, the types of change. Okay, if I switch to the upbeat here and to the downbeat here, I'm getting familiar with all of these placements of the change, because some of them are confusing, some of them are kind of awkward, and we're now getting familiar with them. Our milestone is to get to the point where we can down up on the fly. In a course where we walk through this in greater detail, right, there are way more examples than this. Right? For the sake of time, I'm not including them all here, but you do like 1 measure examples, 2 measure examples, measures that go over the bar line, all of these important things, so that you essentially steep in this melodic strategy for 2 weeks, maybe even longer. And so this type of melody, you're really starting to master it, because I really can't emphasize it enough. When you get to this first milestone, which is almost always improvise with the tight constraints of this sort of original melodic strategy, when you get there, the more you've mastered that, the easier everything is going forward. So let's say we're at that milestone now. Okay, I'm at the milestone. I've done all these technical exercises. I've written out so many downs and ups. I've been down-upping on the bus while I'm on my way around town or whatever. Now, I'm just going to improvise down ups. Here we go. 3 and 4 and. Great, I'm feeling confident. Let's start taking some of these steps where we add variation and reestablish control. An obvious one is going to be orchestration, right? Spoiler alert, this isn't going to sound very cool yet, but we're on our way. Let me add some dynamics here, right? So. Now again, this isn't sounding like our favorite drummers yet, but this is an important step. If you're new to improvisation especially, you're really improvising, you're really controlling what's going on, and you're really understanding everything that's happening. Now, let's take another step. Let's add space. By now, we're going to take some of these right-hand lead accents, we're going to make them ghost notes. We're just going to move them down to the snare drum and not play them loudly. So in my mind, I'm going down, 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 up, 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 up. But you're only going to hear down, up, up, down, up, up, right? You'll hear. Right? And this starts to give us a glimpse at what is principle 3 of learning improvisation. Think simple thoughts, play complex things. There's an imbalance, there's an asymmetry between what you know and what your audience knows. And your internal experience needs to remain simple, because we just don't have the mental capacity, no one does, to think much crazier thoughts. When you see your favorite drummer doing insane stuff on the drums, they're not thinking extraordinarily intricate thoughts. They're actually thinking really simple thoughts, but they've built so much automation and so much variation into those simple thoughts that you don't know what they are. So you're just hit with a tidal wave of variation. And to them, it's all easy. That's why all of our favorite drummers, when you ask them what they're thinking when they play, they say, not much. I'm just kind of trying to make good music. And we're going to learn more and more as we go throughout this series what that really means and how we get there. But for the time being, notice that if you heard me do this, you would have no idea what game I'm playing. I'm thinking downs and ups. And you're hearing something completely different. Another step we could take, try to get the kick drum in there. We add a kick drum with some of our hands. Now let's walk through a few more steps we can take a variation, and I'm going to kind of move through these quickly, but you can do each of these and spend the time you need. It might be a day, might be a week on each of these, but there's so much great vocabulary to be had here once, again, that first milestone of down-upping comfortably is met. Let's add left hand accent. So there's every ghost note on the left hand. There's all these single ghost notes. Any of those is a possible accent. Let's say I move it up here. And in a lesson, we do this systematically, and you sort of really practice this. But let's say that I'm at the point where I'm now able to move that left hand accent with my right hand wherever I want. Right? And when you heard four notes, do do ga pa, that wasn't me making a mistake. That's if you put the left hand after the double, which switches us, we get four notes in a row. Right? We can add cymbals. This is still within the down-up framework, but now we get to a really big step and an important one to realize here. We're going to extract the melody, right? So, like I said, this is a melodic strategy. A melodic strategy is just a way of thinking of a melody. We don't have to play the melody right-hand lead. We can play it however we want. This is why rhythmic vocabulary is the root of all creative drumming. Because again, the rhythmic vocabulary, it transfers across drumming domains. So now we're good at down-upping. And we happen to be doing it right-hand lead, but I can stop doing it right-hand lead and play the raw melody. Down, down, up, up, down. Maybe I decide to do it with flams. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. This is all, the melody is easy for me at this point. Flams are easy for me, so here we go. Not quite cool yet. What if I add kick drums in between all of those? Getting cooler. Now I'll turn the kick drum off and on. So I'm doing a down up with my flams, and then I'm bringing the kick drum in and out. We're starting to get some useful stuff here. Okay, next, alternating the hands. So now I've got the raw melody, down, down, up, down, down, but I'm going to alternate hands. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. I add kick drum between those. Sometimes I make one of them a flam. But I'm not saying that that's easy to do necessarily, but now you have, when you have the idea of going da 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 da, you now have a way of doing it in a way where you don't get stuck repeating the same patterns over and over again, because you have an underlying melodic strategy that you can import here and actually get a ton of variety and control out of it. What's next here? Oh, yes. So then we could put the kick drum, right? We extract the melody, we put it on the kick drum. This is the down up melody on the kick drum. 3 and 4 and and then I just put that underneath an 8th note groove here. And this is where we can introduce another tool we're going to revisit later in greater detail, the on-off switch, right? We just have this relentless melody right now. We're going to turn it off every now and then. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 down. And then I get so on the kick drum underneath a groove. I could do the down-up method here on the ride, let's say. Or actually on the hi-hat, and I play a groove underneath. So I'm going. 100% if you can isolate my hand the whole time it's playing down up. I also like to do this with like sort of modern jazz comping. This isn't the only thing that you need, but it's a creative tool for certain tempos. Anyways, so just to zoom back out here, right? The down-up method was this way of creating a melody, and we did it right-hand lead. So important is that we get to that milestone where we're able to master that simplified game. It doesn't mean it's easy, but it's simplified compared to all the possible things that we could do. We have a narrowly constrained game. Once we master it, all of the steps that I just took make sense and become accessible, right? Then you're just looking at technical barriers, not rhythmic melody barriers, not am I stuck playing the same thing over and over again. So this is a process we're going to see over and over again, where phase one is master the highly constrained game. Phase two, think about possible variations and ways to extract that melody and apply it in different ways. This helps us see, again, just to reiterate, why rhythmic vocabulary is the root of all creative drumming. Because these melodies transfer across all sorts of drumming. And now you're operating at two layers of improvisation simultaneously. Up here you have an unfolding melody that you're manipulating on the fly. That's one form of improvisation. And then below that you have, how am I delivering this to the kit? Because we looked at each of these ideas in isolation. But when I open up, right, I release the constraints. I can now use the down-up method and move between all of the additional orchestration and variation and dynamic ideas that I just talked about, right? So if we move between a couple of these now, watch me just like track the down-up method this whole time. It will never stop. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Right, so the sort of approach to improvisation that you're seeing happen right now in real time is that I've locked in an underlying melodic strategy, this top layer. I'm letting it run. And I've gotten so good at it that I don't have to think about it at all. Not only can I let it go and it work correctly, I can let it go and it includes variation and it's not stuck in repetition, right? And again, this is just the down-up method that everyone watching this can master. And then that's running. And then I'm making decisions. The decisions I'm making aren't what melody am I going to play. They're how am I going to move this around the drum set. But as we're going to start to see, this isn't the only way of thinking of melodies, right? So I can be jumping between melodic strategies at the same time that I'm jumping between ways of delivering it to the kit, orchestration. And this is right, we're starting to see how improvisation works, and it runs on, to a large degree, automation. So the down-up method is becoming so easy that it's automated. The coordination and the independence required to execute these things, to some degree, needs to be practiced so that it, to some degree, executes also automatically. But more than anything, what I hope that little demo and everything that you know now that's going on in my head, you have sort of the passenger seat view here, I hope that's reinforcing this idea that improvisation is a skill that can be developed, not a gift that you either have or don't. And that is the down-up method. In the next lesson, we're going to bring some patterns into our down-up method, and we're going to very quickly start playing what can rightly be called chops. See you there.